Yes, it has been a very long day of debate. As I talk, voting on the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is just about to begin. And as that starts, about 5 minutes as I speak, Oscar Kipchumba Sudi shared out this post. Oscar Kipchumba Sudi, the 2 weeks ultimatum we gave will be elapsing tonight at 11:59 p.m. However, we are ahead of time because as things are, by 9:30 p.m. tonight, we shall be home and dry, done and dusted. The day has finally come. A lot was said and a lot has been done behind the scenes. There are those who believed Rigathi was not going to be impeached. Some of us here, even before the tabling of the impeachment, we said Rigathi was going to be impeached. And as I talk right now, some are still saying he will be saved at the Senate. Some are saying the courts will save him. Kenyans should listen to this. This is an elaborate scheme and a plot bringing together the National Assembly, the Senate, and the courts. All these arms of government are all involved in the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So if Rigathi cannot resign within this remaining time or duration, he'll clearly be impeached. He will be blocked from holding any public office. The Senate will not save Rigathi. The maximum number of senators Rigathi will get in the Senate are only 5 senators. And in our subsequent analysis, we'll explain that. If you look at the impeachment, there are about 11 grounds. And if only one ground is approved, Rigathi will stand impeached. If the Senate only approves one ground out of the 11 grounds, Rigathi will stand impeached. All the 10 grounds can be rejected, but if only one is approved, Rigathi will stand impeached. So it's somehow certain Rigathi danced himself lame. He never looked at the bigger picture. And Rigathi's impeachment, I know will send a warning to other leaders who will come after him that anytime you occupy a public office, be very careful. Don't get drunk with power. Rigathi was surely drunk with power. Let's now listen to Budalangi, Member of Parliament, for his sentiments are going to inform the basis of our analysis. Listen to this.
Mr. Speaker, these people of ESCC did a service to this country. Because for you to be elected, you must go through ESCC. Mr. Speaker, this deputy president was a DO. And Mr. Speaker, he was a DO. And as a DO, he was sacked on 30th July 1997 as a DO. And the reason why he was sacked, and I will table this later, that the ESCC did not do its work and it cleared him to be a member of parliament and to be a deputy president, yet he was not supposed to be because of his misconduct. Mr. Speaker, this letter is read as Mr. Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua, District Officer 1, Laikipia, through Provincial Commissioner, summarily dismissal. Reference is made to our letter dated 19th May 1989 on your appointment to the position of District Officer. I and your response statements to show cause for gross misconduct, desertion of duty, and reported mismanagement of relief food for Laikipia district. These are thieves. In this regard, we wish to notify you that your employment contract has been terminated forthwith. Consequently, you are required to report to the Rift Valley Provincial Commissioner for handover and clearance. This was signed by Queen Rua. Mr. Speaker, this was a wrong man to be in this office in the first place. This one, for Kenya to grow, Gachagua must go. To stop tribalism, Gachagua must go. For Kenya to unite, Gachagua must go. I tabled the letter and I support the motion.
Raphael Wanjala is talking of Rigathi's past, his track record. How as a deal, he was sacked because of mismanaging relief food. I've always maintained here that look at this leader's track records. A track record of a leader is very important. William Ruto's track record was out in the public domain, but Kenyans did assume. Right now, look at the situation we are in as a country. Rigathi's track record is now out. I'm seeing some Kenyans saying, Anaonewa, when will Kenyans learn? There are far much better leaders than Rigathi and Ruto. We should go for these good leaders. Rigathi and William Ruto were not qualified in the first place holding a public office. So it's high time Kenyans to wake up. A leader who has been accused of corruption in the past, even if you elect that leader, he'll still be corrupt. If Rigathi was accused of corruption those many years ago, even now if he was to become the president, he will not stop being corrupt. He'll still even be more corrupt. So we should and must look at these leaders' track records. As I conclude, Oscar Sudi has come out as a William Ruto's true spokesperson. What Oscar Sudi said has actually come to pass. We are just waiting for the voting, which is almost starting, but it's very clear Rigathi will be impeached, and even at the Senate, he'll still be impeached. So Kenyans should accept that reality early enough before it's late. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
We must unravel from the seams of our fabric in this country, because sometimes you can be wearing a dress or a trouser, but something keeps biting you. Unless you unravel or open up the seam to know what is biting you, you will continue losing blood and become anemic. So a people of any nation are stronger than the people in power. All leaders in this nation must be responsible of the utterances they puke every day, because what will our future leaders be saying? I am, or who is our role model? Who is their role model? All of us must be responsible not to give hate speech anywhere we go. And I don't think there is a tribe in Kenya that is superior than others. Whether you come from Eastern in Garissa or you come from Siamahanga village where I live, you are equal. Article 27, Section 4 is clear about this, that we should not discriminate. When I hear a widow in Mount Kenya being tortured, being snatched property by the deputy president, whether she is Kikuyu and she's a widow, she is representing all widows in Kenya. So Gachagua, return the matrimonial property, the bank accounts, everything that you took from that widow in Nyeri. Because I was raised by a widow and I know what happens when such things happen. A widow should be given their rights, whether you have all the muscle in the nation. And thirdly, a leader who does not respect women, that one is not a leader. Calling women prostitutes. So when a woman is being a prostitute, who is the other prostitute? Then he must be the one. Because if you call me a prostitute, was I doing myself? There must be somebody in a trouser too. And we do not want to be discriminated. We have been dating, marriage, we marry Kikuyu, Luya, Teso, Kamba. That should continue happening than us growing up or children fearing to marry from Mount Kenya or fearing to marry from Nyanza. That is wrong. So Deputy President must go home. We really want him to just take a rest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.